This is a 140 Q&A practice test. Plaintiff attorney, Mr. Andrews, capital A-N-D-R-E-W-S. Defense attorney, Ms. M.S. period, West, capital W-E-S-T. And we'll start with defense attorney. Ready? Here we go. Good morning, Mr. Fitz. My name is Sue West. I'm one of Mr. Sarr's lawyers. Hi, I would like to ask you a few questions about the work you did regarding the location of the two phones being used by Jay and Lane Sarr on April 15th. Now, those were both T-Mobile phones, correct? Right? There was one. Well, on April 15th, yes, they were both T-Mobile. And Mr. Broomer, if you would be kind enough to turn to, I think it's slide 7, page, no, this one, thank you. So that one shows a phone call approximately 2:49 p.m. from Jay Sarr to Lane Sarr, right? That's right, yes. And the work that you did, I know you can't say exactly, but it shows that their locations at that time were consistent, or the information you found was consistent with Jay Sarr being in the vicinity of the Forum restaurant and Lane Sarr being in the area of Marathon Sports, correct? Right? That's fair to say, yes. In the vicinity, right? Yes. And turning to the next slide, which reflects the phone call made from Lane Sarr to Jay Sarr approximately 2:51 p.m. That also is consistent with Lane Sarr being in the vicinity of Marathon Sports and Jay Sarr being in the area of the Forum restaurant. Is that correct? Right? It's all the same area, yes. Now you took this information from T-Mobile records, right? That's right, yes. And those T-Mobile records, I think they're shown for April 10th anyway on the previous slide. I'm sorry, 2 back. Well, let's start with that since it's on the screen. That's the AT&T wireless call detail, correct? Correct. The call detail records, yes. Just a small sampling of what we received. And by the way, that record was drawn from a much larger portion, from a much larger set of records you got from AT&T, correct? That's correct, or the government got from AT&T. And if I could just, for the witness now, display on the screen, could we have the, thank you, just for the witness, please. So, that's the record that Mr. Broomer just had up on the screen, right? It's only part of the screen. It's not. I just want to show you now the record that you took that information from. If you just bear with me for a second while Mr. Watkins is trying to figure that out, let me ask a different question, going back to the record that Mr. Broomer had up on the screen. Do you want to go back to the computer? Yeah, the AT&T, the portion, thank you. Do you see where it says seizure time? Yes. And can you explain what that means? Typically, it's the amount of time it took to set up the call. And that varied, at least on April 10th, from anywhere from 4 seconds to 21 seconds, right? And just to use your analogy earlier of when someone makes a call, it's sort of like a kid in the classroom raising their hand, right? And asking to be called on, right? Right, that's what I used, yes. From the time someone dials a number and then hits send, it takes some time before the call actually goes through, right? It can. And it can be anywhere from 4 seconds to 21 seconds, right? It can be any amount of time. So for example, if you make a phone call, sometimes you'll dial the number and you press send on your cell phone, and you don't always even hear ringing right away, right? It would be like call blocking, yes. Well, sometimes that's the time when your phone is trying to communicate with the most available tower, correct? I mean, that's one instance, yes. So without the seizure time, you don't know how long an actual, or even with the seizure time for that matter, because you don't know how long it took someone to answer the phone. You don't know how long the actual conversation was. Is that right? That would be under the elapsed time of the call. So for AT&T, so for this record for AT&T, it would show the elapsed time, right? That's right. And you're saying that would be the length of the actual conversation. Yes, that's what AT&T tells us. And is that from the time the person receiving the call actually answers the phone? Well, when I say it's the length of the call, the channels being used, so I don't know. You mentioned that's when that person answered the phone. It's not always, the person doesn't have to physically pick up the phone. It's just that's what they're billing you under. That's going to be how long you used up that channel. All right, the word list. Sue, capital S-U-E. SAR, capital T-S-A-R, capital T-S-A-R. Fitz, capital F-I-T-Z. J, capital J-A-Y. Lane, capital L-A-N-E. T-Mobile, T hyphen capital M-O-B-I-L-E, and that's a capital T also, capital T hyphen capital M-O-B-I-L-E. Brumer, capital B-R-U-E-M-M-E-R. Marathon Sports, capital M-A-R-A-T-H-O-N, capital S on sports. Forum Restaurant, capital F-O-R-U-M. Restaurant is a small r. So forum is the only thing capitalized. AT&T Wireless, capital A, capital T, ampersand, capital T. So A-T-T, all caps. No periods, no spaces, except for that ampersand. So capital A, capital T, ampersand, capital T, and then new word wireless, capital W-I-R-E-L-E-S-S. Brumer, capital B-R-U-E-M-M-E-R. I think I just gave that to you twice. Watkins, capital W-A-T-K-I-N-S. And that's it for the word list, and that will conclude our 140 Q&A practice test.